Sorry, connecting. Oh dear, hold on, bear with. Okay. Right, so this is the brand new annual catalogue for Stampin' Up. It's going to run from now till the end of April 2023. Oh gosh, that's so weird saying that, 2023. Okay, so we have very lovely colour schemes and bright colours and so on, which is really, really pretty. Oh, and I've just noticed something. That's the, I don't know if you guys realise this, but we have this kind of like what's called Statement of the Heart. And the Statement of the Heart for Stampin' Up, it's kind of our core kind of value really, is love what we do and share what we love as we help others enjoy creativity and worthwhile accomplishments. And it's kind of what Stampin' Up kind of hold to, is what we try and hold to as demonstrators. Anyway, that's just a really lovely thing there. And I think that's just been made available for us to buy as demonstrators. There's the page about kits, and then I love this. This makes me happy. All those lovely colours there depicted, and then stuff to explain how the products work. Now, if you're new to Stampin' Up, if you're new to them as a company, new to crafting, I do recommend that you do read these pages, because they explain an awful lot about, you know, for example, like coordination in terms of colour, in terms of products, how things fit together, how they work together. So before I get really started at looking at products, I just want to also explain to you, so we'll look at this first one here, that when you see a picture of the stamps, they're always in dark grey. And then you will sometimes notice that around the grey image, there will be, I call it cream, or, you know, it's got a bit of a border around it. And that, what that does, it shows us that there's a die, which is something that can cut out a shape, and that is the shape that that die will cut out. So it's helpful just to remember that. Sometimes it's a different kind of shape, it's a punch. So I'll just quickly flip to the bottle one here, and again you see the shape there, and then you can see underneath there's a punch to punch out that shape. So that's just helpful to bear in mind. The other thing to remember is that unless it says, all the images are depicted at 100% sizing. So this is the size of the product, and that is the size it will stamp. So if you're trying to find a specific sentiment for a project, it's always helpful to know. Sometimes Stampin' Up will put a little note to say, oh, this is 40% or 50%, but generally it's always 100%. I'd say generally always. Generally, it's 100%. Okay, so Tea Boutique, really lovely whole suite is gorgeous, and they really do make use of all the new in colours. Excuse me. And it really does show it off. If you love kind of like shabby, chicy, pretty things, this is a really lovely one. And I was just commenting actually to a friend of mine, saying there's lots of lovely different elements to it. So if you're not into teacups, if you just take the teacups out for a moment, there's lots and lots of other little pretty elements that can be used. And the sentiments are really lovely as well. Like, thank you for our friendship. I just can't thank you enough. Now, that's really tiny. That's because it's designed to sit inside that little label there. So this is a new one, Sending Smiles. And there are some dies to match it. Now, if you like cutting out sentiments, this is a fabulous one. It's got the word sending, but it also has this, what's called the shadow underneath. Sorry, that you can stick underneath. So if you like that look, this is a really lovely one. And then the sentiments then match the sending. So sending comfort and strength, sending smiles across the miles, and so on. Again, if you're into florals and one sheet wonder sort of star stamping, then this is a really lovely one. This made it back from last year. So this is another new one, Bottled Happiness. Lots of lovely florals. That is a beautiful leaf there, and then a bottle punch to match. This one's carried over from the mini, and I'm so pleased because it's such a lovely collection of different sentiments, and each one of them has been designed really beautifully, in my opinion. The font is just very easy to read, but then matched with the lovely script. I just think this is, yeah, this is just so my sort of set, really. Here we have some dies being shown off. So they are standalone dies that you will see at the back of the catalogue, but here we see them in really good kind of an example of how you can use them. And there's a circular die and a rectangular one, and then there's two little elements there. And these create a pop-up effect. So it's sort of a partial cutting, and then you're able to lift that up. And and they're showing off the Take Your Pick tool really well there as well, as a tool that can be used for that. So it's worth going through the catalogue a few times, because sometimes you don't notice, well, I don't notice these things on the first run through. Okay, so this is a lovely, nice, big sentiment set. That we've lost one from the old catalogue, so it's lovely to have this one back. Then, fruit, cherries, and a lovely new cherry punch. And already I'm looking at that thinking, that's a nice leaf, and that will make a nice petal. So yeah, I'm already looking at it in a slightly different way. But yeah, makes lovely little cherries. And that basket weave. Nice texture. Then this one's returning. This is returning from the mini. This is a new one, breaking news. I think the idea is that it's like a newspaper and that you can, stamp it into it. That's returned. That's returned. I'm not going to comment too much on returning items, because you probably heard my opinions on them already. Now this one has caught my eye. It's got a label punch to match, which, always like a new label punch. And you've got a design there that punches out. And some really bold looking flowers. So In Symmetry didn't carry over from last year, but this is very much in that vein, that kind of more Scandinavian look. And I quite like this texture here. And this little filigree as well. And the Happy Birthdays are really nice, just simple font. So, tiny little bit of dottage as well. Very cute. I really love this font set. It's basically the same set of words, but done about 3 different ways. So let's have a look. Just a note, just a note, just a note. So 3 ways. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thinking of you. So it's 4 fonts, 3 different ways. And it was designed by Sandy Hartka, a $1 million sales achiever. That's coming over from the mini. This is a new one. Just lovely, lovely font there. This is returning. This is returning. That's coming through from the mini. Now this is a lovely sort of fun one. It's not, to be quite honest, it's not my taste of stamp, but it's got some nice elements to it. I think it's a particularly nice one for children, perhaps, and especially for them to actually play with it and create things, because there's a bird builder punch. Actually, it's called Songbird Builder Punch. Yeah, not the Bird Builder. Bird Builder was a few years ago. Songbird Builder. And I've already seen on Pinterest somebody flipping it around and making it like hair for somebody. I think, let's have a look. Oh yes, there we go. So that looks like someone's hair, and then their pigtaily thing and a face. How fun. Hi Kay. Hi Vicky. Hi Sue. Hi Titian. Hi Van Bridge. Is that Vanessa? Hi Sue. Hi Margaret. Nice to see you. Hi Suzanne. Lovely to see you. I know I'm on a bit earlier, but I just had a moment in the day where I thought I may as well go ahead and get this done, because I hadn't got round to doing it, and thought it'd be nice just to get it done. So Framed Occasions, you probably have seen me use this one already. Beautiful set. There's probably nothing in here that I wouldn't use. It's all very, very pretty. Gosh, you can tell that spring is upon us. I've had a bumblebee in my room already this morning, and I can hear a fly. Because I've got the door open. Right, a little cheesy. Oh, here we go. Thank you. Thanks for putting up with me. You're one tough cookie. It might sound cheesy, but I think you're great. Where there's a wine, there's a way. Oh, very funny. Okay, so you know, we often have these funny little sayings and things, which is quite fun to use. Now, I'm just spotted basket, cat, and little things to put. Isn't that adorable? And then there's dies to match that cuts out the little cat. That is very, very sweet. Very sweet. I'm not sure again if it's the sort of thing I would use, but I do think that's very cute. Sunflowers made it back. So pleased about that. Here we have butterfly kisses. Again, I think keeping in the sort of more childlike or, you know, fun-loving vein. A butterfly stamp set with dies. I don't really want to say much about this because it's not something that I would perhaps use myself, but I can see how fun it would be, and the papers are particularly pretty and fun. Oh, I do like the little gems though. Nice. Okay, so this one, it's worth taking a good look at this. For those of you who like sentiments but don't like fussy cutting, this is a set for you, because there's a die to cut out every single one of these sentiments. So that's, you know, if you like these sentiments, then it's worth getting this one. Now, I've just noticed, what's that from? Oh, they're advertising a Memories and More pack. Ah, okay. So look out for things like this where you go, oh, hold on, where's that? Where's that from? Read the inscription. Memories and More card pack. Right, we will come back to that. Art Gallery, beautiful stamp set. Please get that one if you haven't got it. It's so lovely. This is Returned Biggest Wish. Love that. Now, this is super fun. This is the sort of thing I may get because it looks so much fun. It's called Sunny Splash, and it's just, look at that parade of little swimsuits. That's just the sort of swimsuit I wear, to be honest. I'm not really into high-cut bikini type things. This is very me. Okay, Simply Fabulous. I have ordered this because it had so many floral elements to it that I thought would be useful. So, bit of a retro vibe to that one, to replace In Bloom, which has just gone. Right, then we hit the Christmas. So we've got a new tree set, and look at this dingle dangle. I love this. These swags, these are lovely. Very cute. But this is returning. This is returning from the mini catalogue from last year. And actually, I'm now considering buying the dies because I didn't buy the dies of this one last year. I've got the stamp set. Love it, love it, love it. Great little sentiments there. Oh, now this is adorable. I find this so whimsical and cute. Happier Than Happy. And these have dies to match. Yes, incredibly whimsical and sweet. That's returning. Oh, if you like your elephants, that's very, very sweet. And it's got a little die set as well. Oh, it's called the Elephant Parade. Oh, doesn't that remind you of Jungle Book? Now, I was quite excited to see this set because I have children who do a lot of reading and are into Dungeons and Dragons and mythology and stuff. So I was quite excited to see this dragon. I also live in Wales, so, you know, the Welsh dragon and all that. And this is not a unicorn, it is a Pegasus. So this is a mythological horse that had wings. And the second thing I was excited about this was, to me, these two images are in the book The Voyage of the Dawn Treader by C.S. Lewis. And I thought, oh, I can do a Voyage of the Dawn Treader card. Yay. Actually, a mermaid's featured. Actually, all three of those are featured in that book. Sorry, wash my mouth out. Shouldn't say that. Oh, I'm quite excited. And I've also got the Viking set from the mini. And I thought, oh, I could do... Right, I've got to think that one out now. Okay, so squirrels. Oh, now, just got to bring your attention. Stylish Shapes dies. So a few years ago, we had the stitched shapes, and people were so upset when they left. We've got a similar equivalent, but an even better one that will cut out the stitching on the inside as well as the outside. So if you're using it as an aperture, you also get that lovely stitch detail. Glad we're friends. Oh, look at that guinea pig. That guinea pig's just adorable. And then here we've got a grandkid. That's coming over from the mini. This is a new one. Now this character, doesn't this remind you of a Peanuts character? What do you think? To me, this reminds me of Peanuts and Snoopy. That's returning. Oh, I love the multicultural aspect of this as well. I think Stampin' Up! Are listening to us. Yay. That's nothing new there. Oh, Abigail Rose. Isn't this beautiful? Very elegant, beautifully elegant papers and really stunning artwork. You know, if you were to try and draw this, it would take hours. So I'm really, really pleased with this. And a matching die set. Now, I can't quite understand, not yet, because I suppose I haven't played with it. There's a die set that cuts, so that cuts out that cuts out that. Then there is a big one that I think cuts out everything in one go, like all these little pieces. But I'm not quite sure how one would use it. So there is a demonstration here of it cut out all in one, and then I think you can stamp in between. So yeah, be interesting. That might be, yeah, that's certainly on my wish list, that one. Potted geraniums. Now, I hate the smell of geraniums, I just have to say. I find them really repulsive. But I do love the look of them. So, and I like the detail. Ever so pretty. And it's two-step stamping here. So you can stamp that and then stamp that one over the top to get that depth. Very nice, and a great little die set to match. Eden's Gardens returning from the mini. Hedgehogs again from the mini, and there's a punch to cut that out. This big hooray. This is quite fun there, if you like your big sentiments on cards. This is returning. That's a new one. Reasons to smile. You always give me a reason to smile. That's a lovely thing to say to someone. Returning. This is a lovely one. Very stylish, very stylized, and very girl power, I thought. With women depicted from lots of different, you know, nationalities. I really like that. Stepping stones. So nice sentiments there. Wrinkles should merely indicate where smiles have been. That's lovely. My wish list is huge, says Michelle. I'm sure it is. This is a lovely set. I think Esther's been using this quite a bit. She's got this one, Stampin' Star Creations. Very pretty. Quite excited about this one. I haven't ordered it yet, but very excited to see how this would work with, just take you back a few pages to the Christmas season. Okay, so can you see how that's quite a similar style of artwork to that one? So I'm really interested to see how these two would work together. Really beautiful set. The papers are beautiful as well. Then in the die set there's a lattice, something that will cut out a lattice, so great if you want to use it for masking. Right, returning dottage, just pointing that out. Returning. Now this is a page of new ones. So we've got an olive branch, a fish and a wish, and then hope and a prayer. So for me, they are kind of, these are slightly suggestive of more sort of religious, sort of biblical kind of symbolism, particularly with this fish here. So if you don't know, in the when Jesus returned to heaven, and his followers were starting to be established, there was still a lot of persecution, and Christians would put a little symbol of a fish on their houses to show that people could come and meet there. So it holds quite a big significance in terms of sort of Christian history. So this was a really lovely addition, I thought, and then there's a punch to go with it. And then, of course, we've got some really lovely sentiments here. Now, that's actually taken from a Bible verse. I thank God every time I think of you. Hope anchors the soul. You're in my prayers. Under his wings, you will find refuge. And again, that comes actually from Scripture. So really lovely set there if you particularly want to encourage somebody. Right, amazing silhouettes. That's returning. Have I got anything to say about this? I love the font setting out of this, and also I do love the curve of this leaf. I just love the movement in it. So this is meant to be olives, but you could maybe make it lemons as well. Returning. So pleased that stayed. Returning from the mini. Here we have speedy recovery. So we've got just really lovely line art, great for colouring in, if you're into colouring in. Really, really nice. And they've teamed it showing the designer series paper as well. Now this is returned from the last year's annual. The dies didn't return, but the stamps did. He's a man. So this is the obligatory male masculine set. It makes me laugh. I think because I've been with Stampin' Up for so long, I kind of go, oh, that's the elegant set. That's the fun set. This is the male set. So every new catalogue, there's like a suite that ticks a certain box. And this is the male set for this year. And yeah, so we've got Hello Handsome. That's fun with a little moustache. I do love that classic car image. Holy smokes, you're amazing. Oh, I love that little car there. Very fun. Now, something I hadn't looked at before are the dies. I've got a feeling I may just order the dies on their own, because let's see if there's a bigger picture of them. Wow, look at those. I have not noticed those before. You've got sort of a weird oval labels, that label, and that label. Those are really nice. And then that sort of argyle or plaid pattern, that's really nice. Okay, so this is an example of when people do ask me this sometimes, you know, do you always buy the dies with stamp sets? And the answer is no, I don't. And occasionally I will buy a die set without the stamp set. Now, obviously, if you love this suite, please buy it all. But for me, I perhaps wouldn't use, I don't know yet, I haven't decided, the whole stamp set. So I perhaps would just buy the dies on that one because they're so fab. This is returning. I haven't really taken too much notice of this one. I know Vicky's got this one, but there's a nice little boat punch there. So glad this stayed. I really do love this stamp set. That's returning. That's a new one. Tech support. A card for you. I'm not a robot. So funny. Thanks for fixing my computer. Oh goodness me. I've got a friend who used to come to my house about twice a week to use my computer because he didn't know how to use one. And then he eventually bought a computer. And then now he comes to my house so I can fix it. There we go. Right. If you're into beer, pass the beer. Sorry, if anyone has seen the Goes Wrong show, you will know what that is a reference to. That's all I'm going to say. You need to go watch it. Okay, Grassy Grove bundle. So please that stayed. Now this is a new one, and I'm quite intrigued by this because there's aspects of it that reminds me of kind of Clarice Cliff pottery, her artwork, quite retro. So that might, you might see me use that at some point. Adventurous Journey, great, I think a great sort of idea for a stamp set, but my favourite stamp, I have to say, is that one there with the little lily pad and the fish. It's so cute. Oh, and maybe that one as well. You could stamp that somewhere. So yeah, super fun. And here, actually, in the sample, they've teamed it with that lovely set of dies. I've forgotten the name of it now. It will come to me. I'll see it later. That's returning. Now these two are new, and I really like. Now this is a sort of thing that perhaps I would buy because I can imagine using this in a stamped one sheet wonder for a masculine style. vintage tools, and I just love so this is called pointillism, the style of artwork, and I just really love that. It's just very, yeah, just love it. This is sort of pointillism as well, or very, very carefully drawn artwork, and just lovely. Lovely, lovely illustrations. And again, if you were to draw this, it would take you maybe 3 or 4 hours to do one of these. And so, you know, being able to just to ink it up, stamp it, you know, and get the results immediately is just so wonderful. Returning, so pleased that's returning. And this one, I've looked at this again today actually, because it goes so well, these two together. And I actually quite like the illustration, the style of illustration there. Heron habitat, and it does have dies to match it as well. Thank you. No, sorry, treasured, I'm reading the wrong thing. Treasured kindness, and this is like bonsai. And I love this image here. Really do like that. And I'm sure I'd find a way to use some of these. That's a nice little branchy thing. Oh, I'm sure I can weave that into something. But no, I like the idea of this one. Ah, now this is a beautiful suite. It's called Sun Prints, and if you've ever done this, you'll know exactly what it is. It's where you take photographic paper and you lay plants on it, you put it in the sun, and then you're left with the negative image of the sun print. So what Stampin' Up have done is they've made designer series paper using that kind of style, using that technique, and also then created a lovely set of foliage and a splatter. Look at that splatter there. Now I bought the dies as well because they're very pretty. They cut out some of these shapes, and they also there's a nice sort of wreath as well. Very nice. Wisteria Wishes. I bought the stamp set for this one. This one, I think I've just ordered it. It's just got beautiful leaves, and I have to say the thing that I'm most excited about this set are these little circles, because these make the most beautiful centers for other flowers from other stamp sets. So very much looking forward to it, and also planning to do a little bit of stamp surgery here. I think I'm going to cut that off because they're not actually touching. May even do a bit of stamp surgery there too, just to make it a bit more usable. So here we have a whole page. Excuse me, let me just have a quick swig of water. The dies are great in the Heron set. Yes, they've not just got the cutout, but they've also got sort of leafy images as well. Really nice. So this is a whole layout of stamps that are reversible. So they are deliberately manufactured to be slightly thicker, and you can stick them onto your blocks with both options, and so you can stamp both options as well. So this one's a returning one, Jar of Flowers. Mountain Air's a returning one, and this is the new one, Waterfall Canyon. So if you're into scene building, this is going to be right up your street. My favourite stamp so far from this one is the bridge. I like that little bridge. Right, that's a returning one. Returning. And you've seen me use these two quite often. This is a nice sort of eclectic one. If you're into sort of more grungy looking styles, the paper will be right up your alley. If anyone knows the company Basic Grey, this set of papers really remind me of the sort of thing that Basic Grey would do. Really lovely sort of grungy style here. You've got this lovely, what's that, like a paint swipe. Then all the elements are sort of there but not there, so very interesting in terms of texture. And then there is a die set to match, and I've just noticed there's like a sort of a hashy one that would make a really great stencil, but lots and lots of texture. So if you're into that sort of look, you will probably enjoy this one. New Lighthouse. So this is a New Lighthouse one. I think in every catalogue you need to have a good lighthouse. Lovely bit of sort of texture. I do like these bits and pieces. The Waves, now that has been available just to purchase ahead of time. So you may have seen this demonstrated quite a lot, and I am considering buying this one. I do like the idea of the Waves and using it with the Viking stamp. That's what I want to do, because that's in the mini. That's current. Returning. This is really sweet. If you're into budgerigars, I do like budgerigars. They are very cute. So yeah, yeah, very. You might see me use that at some point. That's returning. Oh, returning. Oh, these are all coming back. This is a new one. You'll see me use this one. Happiness Abounds. This is a stamp set, and there is a die set to cut those out as well, and some other textures. This is very interesting, the Willow Tree. Thought that was very sort of calm and lovely. I do love willow trees. This is a nice little texture. Returning, Hydrangea came back again. This is what, second or third year? I'm sure it was in a mini then, yeah. That's returning from the mini. This is a new one. I thought this was very, very sweet. And this one here. When a child is born, so is a mother. I love that. This is called Graceful Tiles, and this has some really lovely little pretty textures. I'm really, that's on my little wish list to sort of mix in with some florals. This I'm very excited about, this whole one, all of this. I love all of this. This is returning. So you can, it's two-step stamping, so you could stamp those and that and that and that, or you can just stamp them separately. So very much looking forward to that. This is, now I want you to take a slightly closer look at this. Artwork shown at 50%. So these are at 50%. This is 100%. And there is a tiny little label punch to match that section there. And it's the perfect size for you to be able to stamp that onto there. So over the years of me using letter stamps, I find it helpful to be able to stamp a letter and cut it out and then be able to arrange it on, I don't know, scrapbook page or card or whatever. So I love this concept, and also it's great to have some letters stamps back in the catalogue. We had dies last year, but we didn't have stamps. So this is great. Then we're getting towards the end. I always know we're getting towards the end because they have the page of background stamps. Now, again, these are shown at less percentage. So these are shown at 35%. So if you want to know roughly the size of these, they will be... Oh. So Stack Stone has stayed, hasn't it? So that is the actual size of the stamp. So this one is, as I said, Stack Stone, that one there. And I'm particularly excited personally for the Rays of Light one and the Pretty Medallion, and I quite like the top of those flowers. I'm hoping there's a way that I can, well, I guess it's up to me how I use it, but having the word thank you I thought was a little bit limiting, but I don't have to stamp it all, I'll just stamp that top bit. So for a quick and easy card, that one's just so pretty. And I guess you could colour it in as well. The example here is really good. They've stamped a dark brown onto a lighter brown and then used a white pencil. Really lovely example there. Okay, Heavenly Hollyhocks. I like this. Yeah, it's very bold. And then we have a really beautiful die set to match. Limited edition. So this is a set that you can use if you're selling cards made with Stampin' Up! Products. The Angel policy states that you need to, and the Angel policy is there, you need to stamp copyright Stampin' Up! On the back of any cards using Stampin' Up! Images, because all the images are copyrighted to Stampin' Up! So they're happy for you to use them, but you just need to state that they're from Stampin' Up! And then we head into, so that's the stamps left behind now, into the colours. So if you're new to a catalogue like this, it's worth just taking your time to read what this means. So here we have listed the colours, then we have listed the products. So we have cardstock, stamp pad, refill, and then the Stampin' Blend, which is an alcohol pen. So the alcohol pens are available for all all the new in colours and the colours from last year. And then we have the colour families that we have all year round. We have the brights, neutrals, regals and subtles. And then we have the basics, which that refers more towards cardstock and maybe some other little items. Then we have the storage. So if you love storing things neatly, we've got the storage back again. Now I'm just looking quickly to see if there's anything new. So all these things have been in previous catalogues. Okay, so new on this page is the Artistic Mix Decorative Masks. So we have some new masks coming, and I've got them coming. I've just had notification my order has left the building. So really pleased about that. Yeah, these are all returning. Then we have the papers, and again this year they have depicted them, I think, really well because they've given a lot of space so that you can see the patterns. So great depiction of those papers there. I'm just going to quickly skim forward. It's also worth noting that you need to know what size it is. So do read if it says 6 by 6 or 12 by 12. Okay, so when it's 6 by 6, you do end up with more sheets, but they are 6 by 6 as opposed to 12 by 12 inches. New Memories and More, and these were depicted throughout the catalogue in various places, so you can sort of see them a bit more close up in other areas. But if you like your pocket scrapbooking, these are the perfect size for those. And we also do sell the mini album and the pockets for that. These are new, the Craft Note cards and envelope, 20 cards and envelopes, and then this one, the Tea Boutique cards and envelopes, very cute. Then we do have some new speciality items like the glimmer paper, brushstroke, distress gold. I've not seen this in real life, so I can't really comment on them, so I do need to order these in and let you know what they look like. There are some new bags. So we've got Peekaboo treat bags, so if you're giving some sweets or something, or chocolates, you can see what's inside them. Those are food safe. Embossed treat bags, again, food safe. And, oh, those are food safe too. So 3 items there. Actually, all of them are all those are food safe. Then we've got the accessories and sort of bling, what I call bling-a-ding. There's various new, particularly with the new in colours coming in, there's new ones there. I'm not going to, just reading if there's any comments. Okay. Yeah, and oh, now this is pretty. Look at that. Those lovely leaves. It's nothing major of note. I know I have bought these and I've lost them. They're somewhere in my craft room. Now these don't, just to let you know, they're actually tiny balls. They haven't got a flat element. So these are more for shaker cards, or as I remembered yesterday, but because I couldn't find them, I couldn't use them. When you're using a hot glue gun, if you put a blob of hot glue, you can then pour those elements onto the top of your hot glue, and then they can become like a featured element. Okay, they're not flat backed like these ones. Okay, that's what I would call a flat back, because then you can actually stick it down. But these ones are not flat backed, just so you know. What have we got here? We've got some nice new ribbons. Basically, if it says N in pink, it means it's new. So everything else is returning. New in colour baker's twine and the metallic woven ribbon. Then Stamparatus, right, masking paper. I've just ordered that just to see what it's like. So you've seen me use it, but I've had to use a different brand because Stampin' Up! Didn't do it. So very pleased that Stampin' Up! Have now come out with their own masking paper. And then we have the pages of the bundles so that they're depicted more clearly. Then we've also got the punches. That's a new one, the decorative circle. So it's like a circle, but it's got like wiggly. It's a wiggly circle. I don't know why they just didn't call it wiggly circle, not decorative circle. Be way more, descriptive. These are all returning. Nothing else new there, apart from apparently the magnetic plates are going to be in stock. They're not in stock in Europe as yet. There's been a delay of shipment on that one. So where are we? 5th of May I'm talking. So it's worth just keep checking back to see if they're now in stock. Yeah, just to say there are global shipping delays, and sometimes there'll be things available in our market that are not available in other markets, and then sometimes there are things available, I don't know, say in Australia that are not available here. So I'm unfortunately Stampin' Up are working 24/7 to get shipments around the world and to and from places, but it is proving very, very tricky due to various global issues. Okay, I'm just coming back on here because I wanted to show you Artisan Editions. This is a very pretty die set there. So that's new. Sometimes Stampin' Up will design dies that don't go with anything. They're just useful. So like brush shapes. The cracker and treat box. So I saw examples of those crackers earlier. So they don't match a stamp set, they're just standalone. Yeah, this one here, delicate edges, very pretty. Oh, that coordinates with something else. Yeah, so this frame here, these ones, it is worth taking time just to sort of look at them and figure out what they do. Dots and spots, so that will cut out all those little tiny dots. Deckled rectangles. This is new. So we've got the stitched rectangles, but this is decal. So decal edge is where it's kind of like a little bit rough. The word has been around for ages in paper crafting. I remember being able to buy decal edged cardstock. You know, it was already done for you. So this is kind of like a style of edging. So I'm just trying to see if there's anything else new. The mini pocket envelope, that's new. And then that pop-up style that I showed you earlier. Rugged icons. Actually, I quite like the look of those. They're quite fun, aren't they? Split card textures, that's new. These large sequins. I think like big, massive sequins are in. I'm going to have to Google them and find out like how I would use those, but they are fascinating. Yeah. Stylish shapes. Here we go. This is the one I wanted to talk to you about. Was it this one? Yes, that's the one with the mixture. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 squares, and then a collection of labels. This is a great set if you're starting out and you just need shapes for sentiments, and they're layering so that you can maybe layer one on top of the other. So this is I do recommend that as a starter sort of set. Right, so we're on to embossing folders. That one's new. Let's see if I can get in. Go in a bit more. I'll come down a bit closer. Ruffled cascading ruffles. Then this one is the thinner ones, designed to go through the the mini machine. Fern. Now I do have this one, and I found it. Yay! I had it on my shelf and I've forgotten I put it there. So that's that one. Beautiful detail. That's a new one. Into the Clouds. Let's Celebrate. That's a mini one. Quatrefoil tile. Painted Posies. And this, I'm very excited about this. This is a die and embossing. So you can emboss and cut out the leaves at the same time to get that lovely embossed effect on a leaf. I'm very excited about that. And then we're on to the Host stamp sets. So there's 3. There's this one here, Garden Grandeur, which I just have ordered now. Sit, Stay and Relax, with the chairs and the cats and the dog. And then this one, Begin with a Dream, this one here. Now, these are available. If you place an order for £150 or more, you will then receive what's called Host Rewards, Stampin' Rewards. And you can purchase these stamp sets with those Stampin' Rewards. You can't do it until you hit the £150 mark. So the other thing to note is that normally that stamp set would be sold for £17, but it's actually going to be given to you for £10. So when you can claim it for £10 rather than 17. So that's the actual value, and that's what Stampin' Up! Are letting you have it for. The other thing here, we've got Designer Daydream Designer Series paper. The value is £29 for all that paper, but you can redeem it for 17. So if you place an order of £170, you will get 10%, which would be £17, and you can earn that whole pack of paper for free when you place a £170 order. Now, I just also wanted to say that if you are placing large orders, there are various increments that you then get a higher percentage of Stampin' Rewards. So if you place an order for £275, you get 12%, and 400 you get 14%. So on a £400 order, you would receive, I've got to do the maths really quickly, £52. So on a £400 order, you would receive £52 of additional product, and you'll be able to order something for half price. Now, excluded in that deal is the cut and emboss machine. All right, so you cannot place an order for the cut and emboss machine at half price, but you could, if you wanted to, order the whole set of Stampin' Right markers. Okay, so the Stampin' Right markers, I think are worth I want to say 114, but it might be more than that. But you could order that for half price if you get over the £400 mark. All right. So if you have any questions about that, please email me, ruthtrice@gmail.com. Actually, yeah, it's more than that. It's 123. There we go. For all the markers. Those don't include the in colours, by the way. That's just all the 40 markers that we do. Plus, do they include a black in there? They might not include a black now, but the black is available separately. Right, there we go, guys. Whew, that's the end. The decor comes from handcrafted paper. Yes, you're so right, Wendy. Yes. The small isn't in the US. The small isn't available. Hi, Anne. Nice to see you. Just quickly flip the camera. There we go. Oh, I'm going to sit down now. Oh. Right. The fern is gorgeous. It is. Yes. Let me just see if I can see some comments. Why can I not see comments here? Live chat. There we go. Oh. Why can I not see comments? That's a bit strange, isn't it? Right. Sleep well, those of you who are going to bed. And as I said, if you've got any questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to answer them. Yeah, lots of beautiful new items in there. Something to get your creative taste buds going. And yeah, hope to see you all very soon. Take care for now, guys. Bye.